I sat on public toilet seats and didn't tell my boyfriend. I've done it since I was a teenager. If the seat looks clean, I sit down and pee like a normal person. If it has a little bit on it, I grab a piece of toilet paper, wipe it off, then sit. I never thought twice about it. It's just what I do. Miles and I had been together 3 years when he found out. We were driving home from his cousin's wedding and I mentioned, out of nowhere, that the porta potty at the reception was actually pretty clean. So I just sat down instead of hovering the whole reception. He almost drove off the road. He asked me to repeat what I said. I did. His face went white, like I'd told him I had a warrant out for my arrest. He pulled into a gas station, parked, and just sat there staring at the steering wheel. He asked if I was joking. I told him no. I always do that. Clean seats are clean seats. He said he felt sick, that all he could think about was every time we'd had sex after I'd gone to a restaurant bathroom or a rest stop. He said it was like he'd been putting his mouth on strangers' poop particles every time he went down on me. I told him that wasn't how bacteria worked. He wasn't listening anymore. We didn't talk the whole ride home. That night he slept on the couch, which he'd never done before, not even after our worst fights. The next morning he brought it up again over coffee, calmer but somehow worse. He wanted to know how often. I said I don't know. Hundreds probably. I'm 27. I've been peeing in public bathrooms my whole life. He set his mug down so hard the handle cracked. I texted my friend Priya, thinking she'd back me up. She said everyone hovers. Her mom taught her that at 7. My other friend Renee said the same. 2 votes against me, and I started to wonder if I really was disgusting and just never knew it. Miles didn't let it go. He sent me articles about E. coli and skin contact, most of which said the risk from a covered seat, through clothing, was basically nothing. He said it wasn't about the science, it was about the principle, and that I'd let him do things without telling him what he was actually agreeing to. Then he told his mom. Diane called me directly, not to yell, just to check in, which was somehow worse. She asked if I'd consider seeing someone about it, like it was a compulsion. I told her it was pee, not a compulsion, and hung up. For 2 weeks Miles wouldn't touch me. He kept Clorox wipes in his car, and asked me to wipe my hands after we went anywhere with a public bathroom. He'd watch me walk out of a restroom and ask, seat or hover, like an intake form. I stopped telling him the truth just to avoid the look on his face. I finally snapped at his sister's birthday dinner. He asked me, in front of 6 people at the table, whether I'd sat down at the restaurant we were currently eating in. Priya actually laughed out loud. His sister told him he needed to relax. He got defensive and said none of them understood, because they hadn't been exposed the way he had. That's when I remembered something. 2 months before any of this started, I'd gone to grab Miles from the bathroom at his own apartment because we were running late. The door was cracked open. He walked straight out and past the sink, both hands dry, not a drop of water on them. I hadn't thought about it since. It just seemed like a normal, gross guy thing. So the next morning, before he woke up, I set my phone up on the bathroom counter, propped against the tissue box, camera facing the sink, and left the room. He used the toilet, walked out, dry hands, no water, no soap, nothing. I did it 2 more times that week. Different days, same result. 3 for 3. At his sister's next family dinner, I brought it up. I said casually that I'd noticed something interesting, and played 12 seconds of video on my phone before passing it around the table. His mom's mouth actually fell open. His sister said, Miles? Oh my god. Priya, who'd been on his side this whole time, said she genuinely felt betrayed on my behalf. Miles turned red and said that was different, that it wasn't the same thing at all. I asked him how exactly it was different, since his bare hands had touched every doorknob, every remote, every plate, and my face, for 3 years straight, while my skin, through my jeans, had touched a toilet seat maybe 4 times a month. He didn't have an answer. He just said I was twisting things to make him look bad. I told him I didn't have to twist anything. The video did that on its own. Then I packed a bag that night and stayed at Priya's for a week. When I came back for my stuff, he tried to apologize, said he'd overreacted, that we could go to counseling. I told him I wasn't interested in fixing a relationship with someone who'd rather shame me over a paper seat cover than wash his own hands for 3 straight years. I set his key on the counter and walked out without looking back.